Galacticos, we're back with the question of the week. Of course, you know, they ask RG, you send us your question, and we picked the one that we like the most to talk about in a more private space like this. So the question is from Omar Barreras from Mexico. Thank you, Omar. How are you?
Hey.
And the question is basically, do Real Madrid need David De Gea? And to sign David De Gea, you know, knowing that we have a goalkeeper that is as good as David De Gea or maybe even better. A couple of points we're going to talk about to say yes or no. Like, I'm not really clear. Are you clear on the answer?
I don't know. Let's discuss it and then maybe I'll change my mind at the end.
All right, strictly as a goalkeeper, David De Gea might be a little better, but I'm not quite sure of that. In the air, it is true that David De Gea is a more solid goalkeeper, is a better, you know, he's taller, he might be stronger. But like under the goal, like under the posts, reaction-wise, I think Keylor is a little bit faster.
He has great reactions.
I would say De Gea is better playing with his feet.
Yeah. For every pro, there's a con, right? So, I mean, we can say De Gea is better in the air, but Keylor is quicker in reactions. De Gea is better with his feet.
They're at a level where, you know, they're kind of similar. You know, I wouldn't say like, oh, he's so much better. Then there's the experience thing. It is true, a lot of people say, oh, De Gea is a more experienced goalkeeper in the elite football, let's say.
Right.
You know, he's played for Man United for several years. He's been the best player of Man United several years, so... But one thing that is very interesting for me is that, yeah, De Gea has that, like, elite club experience, which Keylor doesn't really have, well, now at Real Madrid. But Keylor has the experience of a World Cup. I haven't seen De Gea playing a minute in a World Cup.
Nope.
You know, it's true he won the European Championship, the under-21 with the national team, but that's still not like a professional level, and Keylor was the best goalkeeper at the last World Cup, and that definitely is experience concentrated in a shorter period of time, but it's, you know, there's nothing as a World Cup.
And I think that's the biggest stage there is, and he performed well. So...
Yeah, exactly. The biggest stage, you know, the most pressure was small team with Costa Rica, and he performed the way he did. I think that gives him, you know, credit in the experience department. There's the age thing.
The age thing.
There's the age thing. Keylor is not old, but Keylor is 28, almost 29, and De Gea is 25. So that 4-year difference might make a difference for, well, the band thing.
And the longevity of his career, if we're looking for a goalkeeper that we want to keep for the next 5 years. Like a Casillas, except that we need him to have started younger, but I'm saying like 25 is a good age to bring someone in and have them spend the next 5, 6, 7 years.
Still, the goalkeeper is a position where, like, you know, you don't retire at 30 or 31. No. You know, you have like a longer span of your career. But yeah, it is true. If we're trying or thinking about a goalkeeper that, you know, might stay with us for 10 years, well, definitely De Gea would be a better choice.
Right.
But I don't know if we're trying to do that.
I don't know.
And there's also an interesting thing, is this ghost of De Gea that flies around Real Madrid. Because the truth is, we've already seen what kind of signing this is. And if we don't get him, like, it's already there. No, so if we don't get him, like, we're gonna be talking about this every winter and every summer until we do. So maybe one way of, you know, ending this whole debate and maybe making the current goalkeeper feel uncomfortable that we're always questioning, like, are you better than De Gea? Should we bring De Gea?
True. So people can just stop talking about, because it also is that talk of, well, you know, Keylor Navas isn't that great of a goalkeeper. If we had De Gea, XYZ.
Exactly. And 2 more points. Number 1 is a very strong point for which I think we shouldn't sign him.
Okay.
Is the fact that if we were to make an effort that big, you know, in this summer or the next summer or in any summer, that effort should not be now for a goalkeeper. And we're talking about we're missing people to replace Marcelo. We could get more creative or, you know, stronger central or defensive midfielders. And we're talking about a striker, a more reliable striker that kind of like takes over Cristiano's legacy or whatever. Not Cristiano's legacy, but, you know, somebody capable of scoring goals.
Basically, it's not our main priority, another goalkeeper.
And the last one that I think is probably the most important one, and this is for our friends at Full-Time Devils. Adam, how are you, man?
Hey, Adam.
I don't know you personally, but I already miss you. But the truth is, you know, we're Real Madrid fans, and this is something why maybe a lot of people who are not Real Madrid fans don't really like us.
Yeah.
Is that we get fixed on a player, and he's like, you know.
We get what we want.
Yeah, get him. You know, like, we're going to get that player because we are Real Madrid. But in this equation, there's a very important factor, which is Manchester United. And the truth is, if they don't want to sell him, we're not going to get him. In the last summer, we saw very clearly that they're not really, you know, willing to get rid of him. And, you know, as long as they are not, we're not going to get him, and it's just going to be talk. So I think unless Man United says, like, all right, like we're gonna get rid of David De Gea because we're gonna get this keeper, or maybe we'll exchange David De Gea for Keylor and some more money or another player, maybe then it will be a reality. But until that happens, everything else is just air.
It's all hot air. I want to say something, and I don't know if I'm necessarily in favor of bringing De Gea in and letting go of Keylor Navas, but it is something to think about, especially with this transfer ban. I think that we brought in Keylor Navas sort of as a goalkeeper to be for 1 year, to be here for 1 year, to see how he does, but with the intention of potentially bringing in De Gea or a different goalkeeper. With this ban, now we have to decide if we don't bring in De Gea this summer, we have Keylor Navas for the next 2 years, and is that a goalkeeper that we are ready to commit to for the next 2 years? That is a real question.
That is a question. I am. I will commit to Keylor Navas for as long as he wants, as long as he keeps performing the way he is.
Beautiful.
But I'd like to ask something to our friends at Full Time Devils. Is all right. Let's play. Let's play president or manager of the club. What deal would you make with me for giving me David De Gea? I'll give you Keylor Navas and Cristiano. Maybe 10. I don't know. Give me a deal that we can sign so that we get De Gea and you get something. What would you like from us? What would you like from us, Adam McCullough? All right, guys. Well, that was it. We hope you enjoyed, our answer. We hope you thought it was good
And sufficient.
and sufficient. And keep your questions coming. Ask our G. If you haven't yet liked or subscribed, you know what to do. And we'll see you later.